Yo, the patch notes had me fucking squirting crazy style for real. Holy shit. I can't wait to go farm the fucking... What was it? I think Mulp said the boss was the roach guy, and Oster Mike from the what's it called? The wild card? Show of hands, who actually does fucking wild card missions, bro? These titles each time get more unhinged. I just kind of, if I don't know what I'm gonna title something, I kind of just start typing and I just I vibe out the titles, you know? The better indicator of me losing it is the fact that today I am willingly playing BL4. Me, I do the wildcard missions? No, you fucking don't. Shut the fuck up. I know you're lying. Listen, if that was coming from literally anyone other than you, I would like actually be like, man, there it is. That's the one guy. I'm not even gonna play into the bit for you. Cause I know you don't. What the fuck does that mean? It means you fucking listen. All right? What it means is you spend more time shit posting on the fucking Borderlands 4 subreddit than probably actually playing the game. And I have my doubts that the time you do spend playing the game is spent doing wildcard missions. Actually, wait, didn't you tell me you uninstalled the game? Did you say that the other day? You reinstall for the Oscar mic? Or was that someone else in the Discord? I don't know. I can't keep track of you fuckers. If you're playing BL3, the title wouldn't sound as painful. No, probably would. I'm completely out of potential title pun ideas for Sniper Zane. So it would probably be just as schizophrenic. How's it going, Nefta? New patch day? Dude, it's a big one. It's a big patch today. I uninstalled? Okay, so it was you. Got some of that Dr. Pepper-like liquid from the cafe, and apparently it was a fresh batch, and it made me tear up drinking it. There is water spawning from my eyes, consuming the elixir. Dude, it's giving you more liquid per liquid. It's crazy. All right, we're popping, so let's just, I don't know, let's get into things. My camera's on. Hello. I'm home again. I am home. That's part of why I took the like whole week break. I mean, I think it's been a little bit more than a week now since I last uploaded. But that light is way too bright. Hold on a second. That looks better. But yeah, no, I was just spending it with Ivy because she was here for the full week. She was taking like a little vacation, and we hung out, celebrated Canada Day. Happy Canada Day, happy 4th of July, belated to I don't know, the like 2 Americans that watch me, I think. How are you feeling? Kind of feeling down because all my applications on tabletop NSFW were declined. What is that? That's not real. That's not real. That's not real. Why is it real? What is this? 18 plus subreddit for all things related to tabletop erotica, including discussions, resources, and group finding. Bro, what is this? Hold on. I need to sign in. Well, so far it's just porn. It's literally just porn. What if I go to top of all time? That's porn. That's porn. That's bingo. Hold on, here we go. We got the, okay, hold on. Porn, porn, another bingo. Porn, porn, softcore porn, and a meme. The bingo is unicorn hunting, one-on-one, low-quality player applications, plot about a lust goddess, your goddess, 5e light / homemade system, long-term game, dies in a week, vice and violence / carbon pink, looking for GM plus players, mostly just wants a GM, I'm totally limitless, isn't, 50-50 smut plot split, oh, 50-50 smut plot split, will either be 80-20 or 20-80 in practice. Ad spam using 5e. People commenting DM me. Free space. I'm not even reading all this. Why do you know about this? What? Am I too late to goob? Nah, we're goobing all day today. Am I Canadian or American in this situation since I've tried citizenship? Whichever one you choose. You know, okay. Dude, I went to the park. It was either yesterday or the day before. I went outside. Who knows when? To practice my skateboarding. And the fucking bench. There's these 2 benches in front of the like tennis court that I skate on. And you know, they're nice there. They're good to sit on when I get tuckered out. And I noticed that there was like a big black spot on one of them. And I thought it was just like water or something. I thought it was like wet. I entered the tennis court from the one side, not the side with the benches. And I left it from the side with the benches. And as I was walking by, it was fucking burnt. There was a hole burnt out of the fucking center of the bench. The wood was charred and like that chunk had just fallen to the ground. And I'm like, what fucking idiots are lighting fireworks off on a goddamn wooden bench, dude? Cause that's what it was. It was a few days after Canada Day and like the 4th and shit. I know it wasn't burnt a few days prior cause I was there. So yeah, some fucking idiots lit off fireworks on a wooden bench and lit it on fire. It's fucking wild. Proof that you go outside. Stono Rafa Reavered, I love Gearbox, they're just great. Dude, there's nothing ever, anything ever. We're not actually gonna start with takedown runs today though, fellas. I'm gonna do some. Not Mayhem 20, because Mayhem 20 is, like, deeply unfun. Where was I going? Right, I need to go to Zane's Arcade. I wanna get the Pearl. Because I've yet to get the Pearl. Because I have not played since I last streamed. Farm the Roach? I'm good. I've not played since I last streamed, pretty much. I recorded for the video that went up, the takedown video. And then, I kind of just didn't play. Wish the Roach was good. Didn't it get buffed somewhat recently? Is it still not good? BO4 is such a perfect game, they don't need to update the game. So true. True, actually. BO3 was a bad, terrible, poo-poo, stinky game, and that's why they patched it so much and made it consistently better than it already was. That's the... yeah, it's Biff. You know what, how do I get up there? Isn't there supposed to be a grapple point? Ah, it's behind me. God, that just completely ruined my train of thought. Whoops. I'd actually just like, my brain hard reset it trying to find that grappling hook. That's it. BL3 bad, remember? True. Oh, no, I remember I was gonna say, it's still baffling to me that specializations are not cross-character. I think that's one of the worst things that they just, like, could very easily change. Like, the game would immediately feel so much better if, like, the two major, or not major, but, like, the two big things that they could very easily change, and immediately, like, get a shit ton of brownie points from me, make specializations, cross-character, and make, and just get rid of the infamy system. Delete the infamy system, and like, I'd actually do playthroughs again. But I currently have no desire to ever play through this game again because of the infamy system. How's it going, A9? Welcome, brother.
Wish you could control me.
Are you personally genuinely excited for Character 6? Like, so here's the issue. Is, like, the thing that I don't think is ever going to be acknowledged by the wider community, considering it hasn't ever... oh, cool, thanks, Line. Considering it never was acknowledged by the wider community, is that Gearbox was right when, like, further reasoning as to why they wanted to do fourth skill trees instead of new characters. No matter how much I'm looking forward to seeing the new character, it's barely new content for most people. And especially in a game like BL4, where it punishes you, pretty much, for, like, it makes doing a replay incredibly difficult. Again, infamy system. Like, the content that I'm going to get out of Loveless is, copying a save, changing it to be Loveless, and then fucking around with her shit at max level for, like, a few hours. If I like her, that's cool. Maybe I'll get some videos out of her existence. Maybe I'll make some fun, cool builds. Maybe she ends up becoming a new main. But, like, even if, in the best case scenario, she does end up becoming, like, a new main for me, this game's, like, I've done everything. Like, what am I gonna do? Yippee, I'm gonna run her through the takedown a few times, and then I get the same experience every fucking time because the takedown is boring and doesn't really have any challenge to it, and then I'm just, like, back to where I am not playing the game. So, like, yes, I'm very excited for Loveless. I love her design. I think having, like, a fucking hacker-type character might be cool. I really don't want her to be as batshit broken as Cash was, even though I know she's absolutely going to be pay to win fucking garbage like Cash was. I mean, I guess I shouldn't say I know she's going to. I don't know she's going to, but it feels like she's probably going to. But yeah, I don't know. It's like, I'm excited for the character herself. I'm looking forward to her. The problem is it doesn't give me excitement for the game, right? So it's like, I'm excited to have another character. I'm excited to play around with a new Vault Hunter, but it really does nothing to actually add to the game as a whole. At least for me, and the way that I enjoyed it. I'd rather have 3 Vault Hunters with 5 trees in this game rather than 6 characters. Imagine level 80 with 4 or 5 trees. I just think, like, I don't know, either 4 trees should have become the default after BL3, or, they should have just, like, they should do both. I'm a greedy little bitch, but, like, I don't know, I really like 4 skill trees. You just do both, and you have the best of both worlds. But again, like, genuinely, Gearbox was correct, I think. I do not think additional characters actually add that much to the game. Do I not have Witchy Trigger Finger? Or did that just, like, not do for some reason? No, it just didn't do for some reason. I can't tell if I... Do I have... Is that active fire? That felt... cringe. Yeah, it is active fire. Oh, nothing. I don't like having an entire skill tree locked in a season pass. I only have the entire season 1 of BL3 since season 2 doesn't attract my attention, even if the entire season 1 of BL3 is so good. It's not the, yeah, it's tied to the DLC 5, not the season pass as a whole. So I imagine if you're on Steam, it probably goes on sale a hell of a lot. If not just grabbing it cheap as fuck on G2A. Rather have 3 really fun trees that rewards you for fully investing in them. Yeah, I mean, a 4th still tree probably would not have been beneficial to BL4's just current still tree design. I don't know, like, part of me wonders if we had 4 trees by default in 4, and we didn't have the weird big trees with the stupid branches. Like, maybe that would have had them get a little bit more interesting with still tree designs, but I highly doubt it. I think this game was just kind of destined to have kind of shit still trees. Well, I don't know. No, never mind. I was going to say, I don't know, because Cash has some really interesting shit going on with him. But even then, it's not really interesting stuff. It's just kind of broken for the most part. He does have some interesting shit, but I don't think it's enough to say that, like, just... Gearbox doesn't seem to be hitting too hard with the still trees this time around. We'll see with Loveless. Maybe she ends up being, like, significantly better. Everything about the trees in this game is just so sauceless, you know? Oh. Stockpiler... Is that a better brick house? This thing's fucking crazy, by the way. I don't know how many of you have been fucking around with the brick house, but it has quickly become one of my favorites. 26. Why? Just reload speed? It's reload speed. It's 6.0. Oh no, that does have higher fire rate. That's actually probably better. Thank you, swamp it out. I still don't even know if I totally understand what the brick house does. Like, I do, but I don't. I understand what it does. I don't know how exactly it works. It seems really goofy sometimes. Is Amara interesting or broken more so? Amara is both. I think Amara is like what Cash should have been if they wanted him to be pay to win, you know? Where it's like he's broken, but the being broken requires knowledge and actual investment. And like knowing how to play your character. Instead of him just being, you put points literally anywhere and you can do whatever the fuck you want. Another brick house. The Atlas is probably good. I'll bank that to fuck around with later. This thing can roll Atlas Jacobs and it's just gonna be crazy. Rafa's been pretty much deleted with nerfs, so I think it would be him. Oh, to remove one for more or better skill trees. What was it? Is it just the class mod nerf? Like, that class mod did need a nerf, unless it's something else that happened that I missed. That class mod really needed a nerf. What was it? Not the driver. I can't fucking remember what it's called. I don't play Gunner Alpha. That class mod needed a fucking nerf, but the problem is it really needed to come with actual, like, good, changes to other class mods. Which, I mean, that's just kind of the case with this entire game. Any change they make never comes with the changes that would be needed to make it actually be a good change, it feels like. Buffs in my BO4 perish the thought. Yeah, the overdrive bonus is cut in half. Yeah, Dancer. Like, it was necessary. That nerf was needed, but they didn't buff anything else is the fucking problem. Melee Rafa emerging, which is more, well, it didn't actually change anything for Melee Rafa, like, at all. Because the thing is, it's not even Groundbreaker, by the way. It's per my last. The best way to do Melee Rafa is just abusing the fuck out of PML chains. Like, actual Melee Rafa just doesn't exist. Oh, Burl! That was quick. Question is it the one? No, that's a Gomi. That's a fucking. We got the Gomer. We got Gomered, fellas. Yeah, we got Gomered. Fuck! I've been Gomer trolled. And it's the second time I've been Gomer trolled by him. This DLC made me cringe. I liked this DLC. I thought it was fun. Cash literally have a play the game for you still that plays the game for you? Yes. Yes, he does. Fucking, let me on the, oh my lord. There you go. Also better, very slightly better. Is there a cap to the Gomer stats or stacks? If not, Infinicrit could be cooked. No. I don't know, actually. I haven't really tested it. I think that there is. I'm not 100% sure. I've tried to hit a cap limit and see if there is one. And it felt like there was, but I couldn't really tell because of how I was testing it, which just wasn't super scientific. Game needs reworks to many things. Buffing numbers unless it is necessary doesn't do anything and just inflates stats. Precisely what happened to Amon. Yeah, and Amon's already suffering from numbers that are getting buffed instead of fixing the bad scaling some of his skills has. Yeah, like, I mean, Amon's completely fucking vile now in some of the things that he can do. And it's like, it's exactly what I said was gonna happen because it's exactly what we saw with fucking Moze in BL3. They just kept buffing numbers instead of like actually targeting any of the issues. Eventually Moe's did get into like a properly better spot. But they kind of fucked themselves at the start with her. Because they just kept buffing numbers, and then level caps hit, and then uh-oh. She was benefiting from like 14 buffs at the same time that we didn't anticipate her benefiting from. Whoops! Amon also needs a serious base skill duration buff. Dude, it feels like everything needs that. I don't know, Vex's kill stills just need a rework. Like, they need to, oh, oops, that's not the right one. Vex's kill stills just need to, I mean, kill stills in general just need to stack like Zane's did. When they figured out that, that kill stills not refreshing themselves, like, was AIDS in BL3 way back then when they realized that. I don't know why they forgot that when it came to BL4, and I don't know why that's still a fucking issue. Like, I don't know, man, maybe hot take, but I think you should be able to be at max kill stills perpetually if you are, you know, killing things. That reload speed is ass, but that is like way better. Damage output and fire rate. That's probably worth it. I'm gonna need to go clear out my bank again soon. You're not on. Oh, you mean like action stills? I thought you meant like kill stills and shit. What in this game is perfectly fine and doesn't need to be touched by Gearbox ever if you wanted them to make the ideal BL4? It really shouldn't be this hard. There has to be something, right? Bosses, I guess, right? Like, boss design, for the most part, is pretty good. Especially just, like, during the main story. I can say specifically main story bosses are all amazing. Movement. Bio bulkhead? Okay, listen. Fuck! Bio bulkhead and bio thresher existing just ruined that. Shit, dude. Movement's a good answer, though. Movement is pretty good. Kill someone while the kill still is active means that doesn't instantly refresh. No, you cannot refresh kill still stacks. That's why upkeeping 6 stacks of kill stills is so fucking difficult for Vex to actually do. Because they just don't refresh at all. When you gain a stack, that stack is going to start its timer, and that timer will never refresh until that stack wears off. Zane will, forever. Zane can perpetually be at max stacks of his skills. Vex is literally, it is impossible for Vex to forever maintain 6 stacks. She will drop down to at least 5 sometimes. But more often than that, you usually gain multiple stacks at, like, in very quick succession. So that also means you drop stacks in very quick succession. Might be good. Gearbox hasn't even published how many sales this game has. And I've seen people in the BL4 subreddit a long time ago saying this is the most successful BL game in terms of sales. I don't believe it at all. It's I mean, if we're going off of Steam numbers, it hit the highest peak of any game. So I think it is a safe bet to say this probably is the most successful in terms of sales, but like sales as a metric doesn't really tell the whole story. Thing is, like, sales as a metric, at least early sales as a metric, pretty much just tells you how much trust people had in a company to make a good game. That's why I think, like, overall reception is gonna be more beneficial, and there's a lot of things that can factor into that, but I feel like it's pretty safe to say overall reception is not very high for this game. This is by far the most successful BL game by sales. Yeah, like I think that's pretty safe to say. But again, I just don't think that's really a metric that should be used to say that this game is good. There's tons of games that sell incredibly well dude, I mean, Cyberpunk. I know Cyberpunk has gotten a hell of a lot better, but like Cyberpunk on release, I think that broke records with sales. And that game was fucking ass on launch. Think of it this way, okay? There's probably a game out there that is like contender for best game of all time. And it's probably like not even top sales anywhere. It's probably like bottom barrel sales. There's amazing games out there that have like zero sales. The best game of all time might be on Steam right now and it might have literally 0 downloads, you know? It goes both ways. The fucking most sold game of all time could still be ass. Hit an indie gem, Witcher 3. Tells you how good the marketing team did their jobs, not the devs. Yeah, exactly. Right, over twice as... Well, actually, I guess if Gearbox doesn't say official sales numbers, we actually don't 100% know that it's better, or it's sold better than 3. I'm realizing. Because we don't have player count numbers for BL3 initially. Because it was Epic exclusive. Or like Epic and console. So we do not know sales or numbers for the first 6 months of release. We only know that BL3 peaked 6 months later at almost 100,000. Take-Two said BL4 is a great example of game delay being good. Gearbox wasn't even cooking, they were learning to turn the oven on. I do wonder what the delay actually even was. See, the fire rate's lower, so I'm like, I don't know if that's actually worth the reload speed buff. Because the fire rate is really important for this gun. Was that Gomi better than mine? 7204, 7204, they are exactly the same. Radiation and all. BO4 was delayed because they needed to cook on the swimming. Yeah, that one guy was really unhappy with the state of swimming. BO3 exploded on Steam when it got released there. Yeah, it did really well for a game that was 6 months old at the time. That's why I'm realizing, like, I do still think that BL4 most likely outsold BL3. But it might be closer than I initially assumed it would have been. Just because I kind of forgot that we don't actually at all have numbers for BL3. Outside of like, because I think they have released sales numbers on BL3. That's 7.2. That might be better. Yeah, that's way better. That one I can junk, I think. Dedicated like 5 seconds in the initial gameplay trailer, expecting people to go, yeah, woo. I mean, dude, people did go, yeah, woo, when swimming was shown off. And but remember, more than 5 seconds in the initial reveal trailer. They dedicated like an entire dev cast to the dude that pushed to get swimming in the game. To talk about swimming in the fucking DLC. That was like half the dev cast. Was talking about how awesome swimming was in this DLC. Pretty sure I learned more about swimming than I did literally anything else about the DLC in that devcast. Bro, can I fucking heal? Good lord. I'm gonna do a little restart. I'm getting lag every time I enter this arena, and you know what? I am not looking through all that shit. So I'm sure there's some god roll in there that I'm never going to see. Would have been cool if they like introduced underwater combat or something. I assumed there was gonna at least be like zones to explore underwater. Like hidden shit, you know? Like if I could dive under the water, find a hidden cave that had a fucking chest in it or something, but to my knowledge, that's not a thing anywhere in this map. Got a feeling BL3 sold better mainly because of the amount of hype around it before it came out. 4 may have done worse because of how BL3 and especially New Tales were received. New Tales, I think, would have had an impact. I'm gonna be honest, I do not think BL3's poor reception had much of an impact on BL4. Because no matter how loud the poor reception of 3 was, that game was always doing well. I think the hate for BL3 was very, very overblown. And I don't think there was actually, like, as many people that really did not like the game. They were just loud and annoying about it. Because again, if there was that, I keep saying it, loud minority versus, like, upset majority is what we see with BL3 and BL4, where when people are, when a majority of people don't like something, they just leave. They just stop playing it. Which is exactly what has happened with BL4. You don't see as many people, like, actively going out of their way to bitch on it and shit on it and say this is the worst thing ever and Ava needs to die or whatever the fuck. People just don't play it. People moved on to other games. BL3, it took forever for the numbers to go down even close to where BL4 is. Guy in the devcast was just there to fill time because they had fuck all to say. Genuinely, they talked more about swimming than anything else of substance in that devcast. That was, unironically, I learned more about the swimming in this DLC than I did anything else, and even then, most of it was bullshit. Dude got me hyped for swimming, and there was barely even swimming. I don't think anyone gave a shit about New Tales. Yeah, To this day, I'm still not entirely certain why they even made new Tales. I don't know who the fuck was asking for it. I know original Tales was like very well received. I don't know why it was very well received, but it was. But like this long after the original Tales, it's wild to me that they went back and were like, yeah, you know what this franchise needs after Telltale has long died? Another Tales game. Swimming guy wanted new Tales? No, there's no swimming in it. There's nothing for him in that game.
That's it.
Even with the swimming, we don't get summer outfits for the Vault Hunters. We don't get any customizations for the Vault Hunters, bro. Like, we got the base customizations and everything after has just been generic customizations that fit all of them. I haven't been able to drip my shit out. This is an even stronger one than the one that I gave you. This might still be the one that you gave me, I'm pretty sure. I never farmed for a fucking... Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is one of the ones you gave me. Which I appreciate, by the way. If you're... You know what? Let me get closer. You know what? Let me get the filter out of the way. From Momp in my Twitch chat. If you're hyped for swimming, you should see how agile my swimmers are diving through your dad's sphincter. Thank you for typing those words in my Twitch chat today. I appreciate it. There's probably someone out there booting up New Tales daily to play Vaultlanders and figure out the Vaultlanders meta. What I hate the fact that you're probably fucking right, dude. There's one guy out there. What's the... Hold on. Let's see if we can see him. What's the New Tales player count at? New Tales from the Borderlands Steam charts. There's 3 people playing it at a 24-hour peak of 7 and an all-time peak of 400. He's out there. Buddy is out there. I'm just saying, never once. The lowest that this has gone is 1 concurrent player. It has not reached 0. There is that one guy. Fucking shit. How's it going, Scared Lawyer Cat? Welcome. Props to the guy for going on. Dude, he's keeping those numbers going. Did anyone confirm if they ever fixed Borderlands 2 in the other games? What do you mean? That crowsourced farm is fucking rough. Never want to do it again. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck is with it compared to other pearls. Apparently, it's at the same drop rate as other ones, but I disagree. New Tails George is an outlier and shouldn't be counted. He carries the flame. Which do you think is even more gun meta, BL2 or BL4? That's kind of a tough one. Like, I think BL2 is more limited in the guns that you can use, and in that the gun meta it has is more restrictive, but you are still able to kind of make everything work. BL4, you like some guns you really need specific rolls of. 9.7 per second is wild. That's Ripper, that's why. Can this roll Ripper Jacobs? God, if this can roll Ripper Jacobs, oh, I need one of those. I think BL4 just because of licensed parts. Like, licensed parts are so big to your build. Especially since enhancements pretty much just make them even more important. So I'd say BL4 is probably more so a gun meta. Or is even more of a gun meta than BL2. Dude, this is starting to feel like another fucking crow-sourced farm, not gonna lie. Holy shit. They broke BL2 in the other games, have an issue with shift, so it just takes your DLC from you. I use Skyrocket. Oh, interesting. I know BL3 was having issues with, I believe it was shift connection. It still kind of is. They fixed it at some point. Now it seems to be back again. So I don't fucking know. .7 per second of this wild torrent in the background. I guess the other aspect of the gun meta is, do action stills matter as much in BL2 or BL4? I feel like it's about the same, honestly. Action stills in both games seem to exist in service of your weapons. And the ones that don't in 4, because there are some that exist that don't directly service your weapons, they're the ones that suck. There's also just more interesting skills in 2. Like, there's some skills that kind of augment your weapons in ways that are more interesting than what happens in BL4. BL4 just feels really, really focused on the gun you use is, like, really what everything you do is built around. 2 action skills are mostly utility, while in 4 you can make genuine builds out of them. I mean, it depends on the skill. I think that is definitely the case for some skills, like arc knives. And I guess like crossfire. But like, in terms of Vex, Trouble is kind of ass. And, fucking Dead Ringer is just completely fucking worthless. The only one that is good is, what is this even called? Incarnate? $7.9. That's the Cyclone. I was like, that's not supposed to be Ripper Jacobs. That's such a slight DPS increase. But it is an increase, and it is faster fire rate, so... The fact that her action still was just having a pet is stupid. Yeah, we had a whole guy in BL3 who just did that. BL4 is so fun and cool and awesome, and I love licensed parts. It makes farming so much fun. I probably do dislike licensed parts more than a lot of people. Just to be clear that I'm definitely biased when I say this, and I'm not speaking for the majority. But genuinely, I think licensed parts are one of the biggest fucking issues with 4. I hate licensed parts so much. There's just so much about them that specifically, like, for the things I like about the franchise, licensed parts just actively fucks. I think manufacturer identity is something that I love. I mean, especially, like, I'm sure it's obvious. It's a big part of what I talk about in, like, my intro sections and my wrap-ups for Purple Box. I've done the melee weapon video where I make melee weapons based on the main manufacturers. I've to a lesser degree, I've also done that in the newer heavy weapon video. Like, I love manufacturers in this game, and I love the identity that manufacturers in these games go for, and what they, like, the way that their effects and their weapons and their designs all play into creating an identity. And licensed parts just fucking ruin that, dude. It spits on the grave of it. Like, that's not even like a gameplay thing necessarily. That's just like, even from just a design perspective, I think it's ass. I think it's so shit to have these manufacturers and have them all effectively meaningless in BL4. Nice little bod. Trouble Vex is literally pet flank, but you're forced on Gamma Burst. It's so shit. Yeah, and most of the time you kind of just don't do anything other than shoot at things anyways. Because Trouble does, like, no damage. Actually, I think you can make it do damage with Dead Wire now. Now that you can get 10 out of 5. Dead Wire, right? Is that the right one? That sounds wrong. I think it's wrong. I think I'm stupid. I think I'm embarrassing myself. No, it was Dead Wire. I was right. I would have been so happy if they just reworked the manufacturer gimmicks. The ones from BL3 are not perfect either. I don't think there's any way to necessarily perfect them, but I do like them changing them up a little bit. BL3, to, like, personally, is still easily my favorite way that they've done gimmicks. There's not really one in particular I don't like. I mean, like, I don't like Tediore, but that's just because I don't really like playing with Tediore. Like, chucking is kind of fun, but it's not my favorite thing ever. But even with that, I think the way that Tediore is done in BL3 is really cool. Having all the different, like, chuck augments and shit is awesome. I think the Hyperion laser accuracy mechanic give you something like consecutive hits. Yeah, I mean, Hyperion's always been in a weird spot, I think. I think the Hyperion gimmick is cool for some weapons and very confusing on others. Like snipers. Hyperion snipers kind of just don't. Just kind of don't. him? What did I do to him? Why did I just like full disabled him? Put that man in a wheelchair. I just don't even know what I don't understand airburst. License parts should be a minor thing, but not build defining. Something like Hyperion shields, Atlas trackers, and COV mags are cool, but I hate how a lot of stuff is dependent on Torgue stickies or Jacob's ricochet. I think license parts wouldn't be nearly as bad if not for enhancements. Enhancements are like a disgustingly important part of your build, which makes licensed parts a disgustingly important part of your build. Save quit. T-Door pisses me off because it actively goes against the identity of the manufacturer. What do you mean? Hold on, I'm sorry. I've been neglecting YouTube chat for a little bit. Let me catch up. Axton, you can rely on the turret for slag, getting more boost to yourself, and as aggro relief. Dude, Axton turret is so fucking good. Oh my lord. I don't know how people were so fucking against Axton for so long. He's so cool. That turret is the GOAT. BO2 would be a great game with 4 trees, by the way. Absolutely true. I'd say Mai is the best example of having an action style that has big synergy with everything she does. Yeah, Mai's action style for like how simple it is shockingly effective. Moser Vex. It's a tough one. Probably Mose. Mose has more interesting things. I think I'm always going to pick up BL3 Vault Hunter over 4. Build crafting in BL3 is just so much more enjoyable. What do you mean? It's like rolling 2 anointments on your gun. No, anointment's bad. Anointment's bad. It's not like anointments at all. Anointments are bad. It's like rolling 2 anointments on your gun, except your fucking relic also depends on your anointment. Say that doll is the single most influential thing in the entirety of Borderlands lore, excluding Siren / FaZe, and they got they fucking removed them from this game. That is actually kind of true, isn't it? Doll is like a huge... Doll is the reason Pandora is the way that it is. Doll was like the entire thing behind TPS. Doll is very... a strange thing to remove. I just love Doll as well. Doll's the GOAT. Sniper Hyperions just feel like Jack just ordered them to make it as a funny, silly joke. I'm going insane. I'm contemplating buying BL4. If you get it on sale, it's probably worth it. Axton is okay. I fucking love Axton. Doll was already important since BL1. Tannis was from Doll as well. Same as Axton and Zerpidon. Yeah, because Pandora was just it was a Doll mining company. Or colony. Like, Doll from the start has been a huge part of the franchise. Throwing things away willy-nilly is not a poor people budget type of thing. That's what rich kids do. Yeah, but they digistruct more. So you're not really throwing them away and replacing them every time. They're just defective, and instead of spending money to fix the defect, they spent money to just make them respawn. So I decided to say fuck it and start using tier weapons like actual weapons. Using tier for nothing but reloads got so boring to me quickly. Yeah, and a lot of the tier weapons and like unique tier weapons in BL3 are pretty damn good as shooters as well, which I kind of like. I like that they did a nice little. I guess it's not really a mix. That seems like it would imply maybe like 50-50, but there's a few really good TDR shooters, and I appreciate them doing that, and not just having every unique TDR be chuckers. Where? Sir? There you are. Get that tier guns are supposed to be like cheapo, but like it would have made more sense for tier to have like a bullet retrieval mechanic. I mean, that's what they used to be. They used to have ammo regen back in BL1. It would have still been nice even in modern day, I think. Tier is the most wasteful manufacturer from an ammo perspective. That one's true. I can't even argue that. That is just factual. You are encouraged to. I mean, okay. You know what? Let me try to argue this, okay? So, it's not that you're being encouraged to. It's a side effect of just having more firepower in your gun when you throw it and it explodes. TDR didn't intend for their guns to explode at first. It just kind of happened as a byproduct of them making them so cheaply. And still trying to be cheap with it, they just invested in Digistruct, or like having Digistruct, having Digistruct modules on each weapon so that they could just reappear in your hands. You save on magazines, because you don't need to worry about magazines. You never have to manually reload the gun. You're just throwing it. And, like, you're effectively saving bullets, because you can use all your bullets, throw the gun, and then it explodes. Meaning you need less bullets from your next mag. The gun itself becomes a bullet. It's all about efficiency. It's us greedy Vault Hunters that choose to waste our ammo by reloading them from full. I'm sure it's not in the manual. In fact, I'm sure it's probably recommended against in the manual. Yeah. Goddamn, chat's moving quick today, boys. I think Ashton got a ton of hate early on because he can't really reach the heights of someone like Zero or Salvador can. Then people started to remember Gage exists. I think it's just that, like... I mean, I hated Axton at first, too, and that's because I was younger when I played BL2 and I wanted damage. If my character wasn't doing constant damage and giving me dopamine hits 24/7... then I didn't like him. But then Zane happened, and I realized, wait, the dopamine hits can come from controlling the fuck out of a battlefield. And that's when I started liking Axton. He's just a far more, like, slow-paced, but very tactical character. And I think because it's not immediate fucking dopamine, then people just don't like him as much. Chucker sounds like a slur. I'm sure it is. It's probably a slur to TDR. Tannis, Zarpedon, Axton, the entirety of the pre-sequel, 90% of the bandits on Pandora, the Mad Ellie DLC. Doll is like the big dog in the verse with how much shit they caused and still cause, so removing them from 4 is so goofy, especially when you consider the fact that they're main bad guys in the first big DLC. Even more so when you consider the fact that, like, Daedalus would fit in as being Doll. You could just use the Daedalus effect for Doll. They're really not that different. Like, it's fitting. That could have just been what you changed Doll's gimmick to be. They're tactical, and then they also have the fucking mag swap. That's a Gomi. I've been whoa, whoa, whoa! Double drop. Hold on. Tell me that's 2 Gomis right there. Tell me I'm getting like mega gomered. That's crazy, dude. Yo! Oh no, fuck. God damn it. It's a constable. I thought it was 2 Gomis. I actually thought it was 2 Gomis for a second. That would have been crazy. That is still fucking insane, though. Holy shit, dude. That is wild. What's even more wild is I'm probably gonna sell both. Actually, I think the constable is better than the ones that I currently have. The Gomi certainly is not. It's the same. Is the Gomi completely locked parts? Just a shock override instead. Which, like, whatever. Why not insert a new mag into the gun? Because then they'd have to fix the guns being exploding. They just turned it into a feature instead of fixing it. Healing. Teeter is the working man's weapon. Their premise has been cost effectiveness since BL1 and BL2 the company went into Digistruct weapons because Mr. Teeter's wife has no way to use a gun. He mad? I don't even think I know entirely what you mean. Why not Digistruct a new mag into the gun? I'm trying to... I'm really trying here, buddy. Alright, I'm trying my best. I promise. I know that probably was a retarded answer, but I'm doing what I can. I'm trying to think like a sci-fi CEO, and I can't think up a better answer than what I gave. It's cool, okay? There we go. Got it. Fixed it. Problem solved. Okay, I moved on to scrolling TikTok for baddies. Bro, I'm right here. Why are you scrolling? Mr. Tier's wife has no thumbs and is missing. I think it was one hand entirely. She literally can't shoot a gun, but she can throw a grenade. Is that real? Is that actual TDR lore? Lower the webcam to your torso and we can talk. There you go. Wait. Is this doing it for you? Is this... I feel like a woman. I feel like a woman on Twitch. Sorry that you're like a CSGO player with a hand cam. Really, they're just like a fucking 20-degree angle away from being the same type of streamer.
So easy.
Keep talking, almost there. I'm covering up. That's all you get until you pay. You pay the OnlyFans fee. Whatever, whore, you're flat anyways. If I squish them together, there might be something. If I really try. Damn, dude, I'm starting to think I'm not actually gonna get to the takedown today. Holy shit.
Save it for later.
I'm throwing one of my usual playlists on. What I was listening to earlier has finished, and now it's just auto playing shit.
Never gets old.
This guy drops the thing, right? Good lord. He drops the playing dirty gun, right? Alright, fuck it. This seems like content. Let's go. Fuck off. Alright, fellas, this is the McDonald's chicken nugget tier list. When's the watch party stream? What do you mean? Alright. Circle is kind of boring. It's also incredibly difficult to, like, fit into the, like, the dunk cup, you know? It usually causes problems a lot of the time. So I think this might be the only one I actually put in D. It's kind of just, it's a bad shape for what your goal with a McDonald's chicken nugget is. Cause, like, also, so here's, Mom, you're about to make me have a fucking autistic rant about McDonald's nuggies. I can't believe this is happening. McDonald's chicken nuggets are so fucking dry. So, like, you kind of have to take into account the way that they take on the goop, the flavor goop. Because if you don't, your mouth is gonna just fucking shrivel up and fall off. Like, it's very, very important. You know what? Fuck it. Fuck it. This isn't even D tier. This is just straight F. This is the fail tier. Can I change the color to something more aggressive? Yeah. There we go. Actually, yeah. Or no, vibrant. There we go. Vibrant. It stands out. Wrong. Flavor goop is what it's called because despite how necessary the McDonald's sauce is to the nugget experience, all of it sucks, dude. Why the fuck do almost all McDonald's sauces taste like I'm chewing on a rubber tire? Like, unironically, I don't know if maybe this is just a Canada thing. No, it's not. I've had McDonald's sauces in the States, and this is still a thing. Half the sauces are ass, and half of them taste like, when you put it in your mouth, it gives you, like, that petroleum fume taste in your mouth. It literally fucking tastes like I'm chewing on rubber. It's fucked. It's fucking disgusting. The only McDonald's sauce that I've ever liked was the, it was the orange shit. It was recent. It was when they had chicken tenders. What the fuck was it? What was it? Did we, It was orange. Was it the creamy chili? Oh, yeah, okay, it was the creamy chili. The creamy chili sauce is the only McDonald's sauce I've ever liked. Everything, yes, Szechuan sauce, actually. Shout out to my boy Szechuan sauce. The GOAT. I love Rick and Morty. Anyways, that's besides the point. Also, actually, the fucking Minecraft sauce kind of banged. That was also solid. Shockingly enough. Anyways. This one? Dude, this is like... I almost want to give this S. But I don't know if it's deserving of S. No, I think it's S. I think it is S. Because so... It's almost like... It's almost too big in the center bit for the nugget cup. But because it has the tapered tip, you can kind of like get a load of sauce. It's a good starting tip, right? I feel like it's a solid... It's the general experience that it's a 2-bite activity, right? Either you 1-bite or you 2-bite. It's never a 3-bite. And I think if there was ever a time, if you're a 3-biter, if you 3-bite your fucking McDonald's chicken nuggets, this probably isn't an S to you, because that middle section, again, it gets really, it gets thick, and it's a bit of an issue. If you 2-bite, usually you're biting enough off that it's like then the perfect size anyways, just dip back in. You also hit the nail on the head with the little prong at the bottom that gets into all the corners of the sauce cup, which is precisely why the boot also gets S tier. I do think it's a little bit worse than, I don't even know, did you say this is the bell? Is that the bell? Is that what that is? I don't know what the shape is. I think the boot is a little bit worse than the bell. Just because you only get the one prong, and then, you know, I might go A tier with boot, actually. I think boot gets A tier. It's notably worse than the bell. Not quite S tier. Because it is kind of just like the generic... I don't even know what this is. I usually just refer to this as the generic nugget, because it's like perfectly nugget shaped. Which... I think this also gets a solid A. Last one is bone. That kind of, that makes me put it into B tier. I don't like that that's referred to as bone. That's fucking wild. Like, I don't know. Bone is cool. I don't like the name. I don't want bones in my nuggets. I don't want my nugget itself to be a bone. The name alone is what's knocking this from A to B. I think it deserves A for the shape, just because it's the experience, right? Like, again, to me, that's the generic nugget. When I think of McDonald's nugget, that's the shape I think of. It's just the one. It doesn't really have anything too good, too bad about it. It's the everyman. It's the working class nugget, you know? But yeah, no, that goes to B for bone. Bone is too thin on breading to be A tier. It's never enough. I don't think I've ever had that issue. Boot generally has a ridge of the breading that is a bit thicker around the middle to hold on to the sauce better. Bro, who the fuck is dunking the middle of the boot? You take your first bite, like here, and then you turn that shit sideways so that you can, like, dunk the entire rest of it, except for the little part you hold with your fingers, all the way in, and you get, like, a thick coating of sauce over, like, the entire rest of that second bite. You dunk it all the way, it hits into the sauce? Does it? Maybe boot does get S. All right. How about this? Is that better? I am okay with this. I eat the boot sideways, like I eat right side then left side. You're a freak. You're doing it wrong. I don't care. That is the incorrect way to eat the boot. Yeah, circle sucks dick though. Holy fuck, dude. Actually the worst fucking shape ever.
This is why you don't fight silence.
Fucking Christ, dude. He doesn't drop shit. Put a diagram of the sausage in the Discord if you care. I do care. Yeah, but again, I do it sideways. I do the first bite. Or I guess you're saying that it grips onto the sauce on the first bite. So you know where your allegiances lie. I wouldn't want to support a ball sympathizer. Dude, I don't know of anyone that actually does sympathize with the circle. Can we get a fast food nugget tier list? BK versus Wendy's versus Hardy / Carl's Jr. versus Timmy's versus McD. Timmy's doesn't have nuggets. When you were in Canada, did your Timmy's have nuggets? Where the fuck were you going? They're out there? There's no way. If I look up why circle is the best nugget shape, I guarantee there's not a single person who has either made that post or that 30-minute YouTube video. Circle is the best nugget shape. Your teacher putting that shit in your child's head. Oh my god. Wait, no, the AI hallucinated that. Never mind. Oh wait, no, it is real. Why is it a furry? Why wouldn't it be a furry? What the fuck is this? What am I looking at?
This is the bone, and this is the boot. Ball, bone, bell. Why'd they all name them bees? Why'd you do this
Are
to
you
me,
wild?
McDonald's? But we're gonna do a quick tier list on these different chicken nugget shapes because they do matter. As someone who is a
No, dude, it's fucking
connoisseur of chicken nuggets, and
the AI did hallucinate
between
it.
these two, the bone and the boot are neck and neck.
This guy did fucking circle and B. I actually got fucking clickbaited. But, I mean, to be fair, I got clickbaited by the shitty fucking Google AI. Ball and B tier is harrowing in its own right. I mean, he's a furry. He probably just really likes his nuggets. You got goggled. Did I see that there was actually a lawsuit about the Google AI just kind of lying about people? I'm really hoping that they fucking lose it, and actually they might have already. I can't quite remember, but hopefully it becomes enough of a problem that they just fucking get rid of it in search results. Because holy shit, is it annoying. You spent too much time on this to pretend that you don't like nuggets just as much. I really don't. Listen, I have opinions on like so much shit, alright? You know this. It's my entire YouTube channel is having opinions on very niche and retarded shit. It's a core personality trait. I do like nuggets. I don't really like McDonald's nuggets that much. Again, like you need to eat them with sauce, and I hate the McDonald's sauce. Now Wendy's, on the other hand. The only reason I don't eat more Wendy's is because it's kind of pricey. At least in terms of their nuggets, Wendy's like used to be the expensive one. Now it's kind of not, just because everything else has gotten so fucking expensive. That would be great for the Pearl. What was it? The Mollywan Pearl? How is it going, Jovi? Welcome, brother. I've once seen a guy whipping out his own sriracha at a McDonald's once. I saw a guy whip his cock out at a McDonald's once. It was me. I was the guy, but I saw it happen. Curly is greater than waffle. Waffle is the worst fry type. Bro, are you fucking kidding me? What are you on about? Waffle is baller. Better than a fry shape tier list, actually. I really liked the I liked this question that I saw a while back, where it was 4 fry types. You had like classic fry, shoestring. I don't think it included curly. I think it was classic, shoestring, crinkle, and waffle. And of that, it's like, which one would you rather, if you had to lose one, which one would you get rid of? To me, I think the answer is honestly like the default. It's either default or crinkle. Okay? And hear me out. Personally, I think it's crinkle. But I do think those are the only 2 correct answers. Because every other fry gives you some sort of distinct advantage over the other than crinkle and shoestring, or the default. Shoestring is like the perfect fry if you just want to sit there and binge them, right? It's also the like fast food fry. It has a specific niche, has a specific set of use cases. Waffle, very big if you want a lot of fry in each bite. It grips onto sauce incredibly good, which is exactly why I think crinkle should go, because that's kind of all crinkle has going for it. Crinkle just gives you grip and nothing more. The waffle gives you grip and big fry. And then just, you know, basic doesn't really do anything. But it's the classic. You can't really get rid of the classic. It's the baseline. If there's no baseline, it all falls apart. much waffle talking. I'm feeling like I'm at a queso stream. Hey, I'm not a ginger. Excuse you. The worst thing about waffle is that on average you get less of them. That's why you buy them frozen at the grocery store and you can fucking throw an entire bag on in your oven. Fries are over-engineered. It doesn't need any experimentation anymore. They're already perfect. Get the fuck out of here with your sweet potato shit. Dude, sweet potato fries are disgusting. I've never ate a fry and thought, I want this to be sweet and orange. To be fair, I never looked at a potato and thought, yeah, I want this to be sweet and orange. I think sweet potatoes in general are just over-engineered. Agriculture really went too far on that one. True. I got called a racist black turf today. Do I even want to know? I'm a white trans woman. Listen, the shoe polish makes it confusing, alright? Happens. Crinkle is fucking goated specifically for loaded fries or chili. Crinkle is good. It's just, it doesn't do anything that you can't. You can get the crinkle effect out of waffle fries. Crinkle is not a unique fry cut. It does nothing special. You could load up waffle fries just as well as you could load up crinkle fries. In fact, I would rather load up crinkle fries 9 times out of 10. Every crinkle fry I ever had was weirdly over-salted. Just sounds like you're going to bad places with crinkle fries. Sweet and orange and also having the texture of a limp dick. What the fuck are loaded fries? Okay, so you're European, I'm guessing, right? Just... Fuck that, bro. Just put some mayo on them and we're be done with it. Who the fuck is putting mayo on their fries? So you're British, aren't you? Don't call me British. You're putting mayo on your French fries, bro. What the fuck else am I supposed to call you? You motherfucker. The British put vinegar on theirs? Well, okay, then what the fuck are you? Because they're way more correct then. Vinegar on fries bangs. Take that back? Dude, that was like my we had a fry truck outside of my high school. It was like $5 and they'd load you up with this big fucking thing of fries. That's why I probably gained so much weight. But it was fantastic and I'd always do ketchup and vinegar. Eat a fry with mayo? I could literally go put fries in the oven right now and put mayo on them. I could actually do that. I'm not going to, but I could. You know what? I'll do it later. If I remember after this stream, I will go do precisely that. And I guarantee it will be the most bland and depressing thing I've ever eaten. That sounds like fucking Depression era shit. Oh yeah, man, just put anything, put fries in Jell-O, it'll be delicious. It's cheap and delicious. Tots or Fry's awkward cousin who is low-key chill, but no one fucks with them because they're not sure about it. Oh, I fuck with Tots. I fucking love Tots. They aren't really fries, though. I'd say Tots are more related to hash browns than they are fries. Fries on McDonald's ice cream dog? That's the way to do it. Oh, there is a Jacobs. Kind of significantly worse across the board. So that means you can actually get Ripper Jacobs on this thing. Oh man, that's gonna be schnasty. My coworker puts Kool-Aid seasoning on their fries at Arby's. I don't even know how to process that information. Aren't tater tots just handicapped American croquettes? What the fuck is isn't that the game you play with a stick and a ball and you have to like knock it through hoops or whatever the fuck? Jell-O's not the fucking same as mayonnaise, you dick. I mean, it was a reference to like the Depression era recipes where they just always fucking put everything in Jell-O and called it a recipe. Making me explain my fucking jokes. Can't believe this shit. I take a shower of jelly when I'm depressed? Exactly. The Order Pearl, the best bleed weapon? I don't play with bleed. I haven't really touched bleed since my original Sniper Vex build. I imagine it probably is, just as it's kind of the best weapon in the game at this point because of active fire. I just don't know exactly how active fire interacts with bleed, but I imagine it's favorable. If you're not using active fire, then it's probably the, or actually, no, even with, no, with active fire even, because I forgot, the Yuga's a pearl, or not Yuga, the, what is it, the Pitkun. Pitkun, I think, is probably still the best bleed weapon. Croquettes are basically deep-fried little logs of mashed potatoes. You can find them filled with ham and cheese, too. No. So a tater tot isn't mashed, is the difference there. A tater tot is, like, chopped up. It's straight up. That's why I said it's more like a hash brown. Because it literally is. It's just it's a differently shaped hash brown. Or hash brown. It's a little log of hash brown that gets deep-fried. They bang. McDonald's hash browns don't mean moving different. They put something addictive in it for it to be that good. That's real. I mean, just fast food hash browns in general kind of put a little wiggle in my pants. I think they all probably get them from the same place because they all fucking taste the same. I need to do another save quit. Like, literally every fast food hash brown tastes identical. Oh, there's a pearl. We getting Gomi trolled again?
Nice try.
Nah, constable this time. Shit one too. I barely got McDonald's breakfast. Dude, I fucking... Oh, it made me feel so disgusting. I got a McGriddle again, like recently. I say recently. It was probably like fucking 9 months ago at this point. But I could have had a baby in that time. But I got a McGriddle as a grown adult. Holy fuck! It was so good. Bro, it's like the most disgusting thing ever, but it's so good. It's everything your body needs to feel like an absolute fat piece of shit, but it's so good. I feel like 90% of people don't eat breakfast regularly. Probably a lot of societal issues that would be fixed if people just ate breakfast. Which isn't to say I'm gonna start eating breakfast. I don't care that much. They put carcinogens, obviously. I eat breakfast at like 9 p.m. usually. How long can Borderlands sustain Borderlands content creators? I mean, judging by the fact that there's barely any BL4 content still coming out, this one at least can't really. See, my problem is I love eating breakfast. Eating breakfast is fantastic. I love breakfast foods. I love eating in the morning. It does make my day better. The problem with eating breakfast is that I have to make it. When I was a kid, breakfast was fantastic because I never had to make it. But now I have to make my own breakfast, and I'm like, well, I could wake up, be tired as shit, and then make my own breakfast while tired as shit and not wanting to do anything anyways. Or I just don't eat breakfast and go about my day. And that's usually the option I choose. Issue with breakfast in other parts of the world is that for some reason they cook a full meal. Dude, the issue with breakfast in America is that they just like fucking... It freaked me the fuck out when I saw a commercial talking about breakfast, and it was just a family eating like donuts. I was like, what the fuck? I didn't realize that donuts were like legitimately. I know that they're like kind of a breakfast thing, but the way I thought about donuts was usually just like you eat them as like a side with a coffee, you know? It's a snack. But motherfucker, I never at any point ever would have called a single donut a full breakfast. Yeah, donuts are more like cake than breakfast food? Yeah, it's like... I'll have a donut with breakfast, sure. That's something I might do at some point. But like, to only eat a donut for breakfast? I'm like, that's not breakfast. That's gonna make you feel like shit all day. Although, I don't know, maybe I'm a hypocrite, because I'm like, I'd call a muffin a breakfast. I guess it kind of depends on... No! There's some muffins that are probably a better breakfast than others, but... I don't know, muffins just seem like they got more going on with them, usually. Go, the Herald! Muffin's the same thing? I mean, maybe it's just because I usually like fucking, like, oatmeal bran muffins or some shit, but... I don't know, muffins in my brain usually have more going on. Where I'm like, if I just need something quick, I'm gonna eat a muffin more than I'm gonna eat a donut. Because at least those sometimes have, like, fruit in them or something. It's not... It sometimes has another food group in it. The rest needs to rework the Herald. It just needs to not... It just needs to not do what it does. It just made it the actual Herald. That's breakfast. Muffin is a breakfast. Muffin is a baked donut, or muffin is baked, donut is fried. Fried food is never breakfast. Yeah, I think I mean, you can, like... You have to fry a donut? You can bake a donut, surely. I'm sure there's... I don't know, I don't think the method of cooking is necessarily what I disagree with. It's literally just like fucking dough and sugar is a donut. Muffins have additional shit. You might have like nuts or fruit or something in there. To me, it's just like the value of breakfast is determined on like if you're actually eating something that does something for your body to start out your day. And while muffins also have like a shit ton of sugar in them usually, you're at least getting some actual nutrition if you have like an actual good muffin that isn't just like a pure chocolate sugar donut muffin. Harold does disappointment to the players. I just don't understand why some of them go out this way and then the middle one goes up, and it's so stupid because you're never gonna hit all the projectiles. But it feels like the damage it does is meant for you to be hitting all the projectiles, which is just impossible for you to do unless you're against, like, the Timekeeper. I can only hit it on the biggest bodied motherfuckers. We're pushing almost 2 hours here. This is kind of crazy. I really wanted to do some takedown runs today. I was just hoping to be able to do them with this gun. Look up German breakfast. That genuinely might be the move for you. No cooking time, filling. Tastes insanely good for the amount of work you put in. Cheap, much healthier than most alternatives. So it's just gonna be like a fucking... Before I look it up, I'm gonna assume it's a fucking cigarette. Actually, no, it's German. It's probably a cigar and a fucking black coffee and a beer. Which, by the way, I assume you pour the beer into the coffee, is my assumption here. German breakfast. Okay, so no, it's just bread and cold cuts and cheese. You're just eating charcuterie. That's usually what my breakfasts end up being. It's twofold. The spread is way too big and the projectiles lack radius. Yeah, it's just like, it's impossible to use the Herald effectively. I think I would say the Herald is probably, like, currently the worst Pearl. Just because at least every other Pearl you can, like, use. The Herald, it feels genuinely borderline unusable with how it is. You don't give it a pretentious name like charcuterie, just butter some bread and put cheese on it? Yeah, because you're not French. Oatmeal is the breakfast. I do love a nice bowl of oatmeal. My problem is, like, oatmeal is another one that just kind of, it takes so much effort. Not like it's actually a lot of effort, but it takes so much effort in the morning to make, like, proper oatmeal. But then those little, like, packets of oatmeal where you just add hot water to them, they're always so small. They leave me unsatisfied. I kind of like, my favorite choice for breakfast, usually, is just yogurt. I fucking love yogurt. That shit gets me ready for the day. Which is funny, because I'm complaining about, like, the serving size of just a thing of fucking, or like those little pre-packaged oatmeal things, but for some reason I could just eat a single yogurt cup, and I think it's because, like, with yogurt, when I eat a single just yogurt cup, it's very filling for what it is, and it's satisfying. You know, it satisfies cravings for fucking dairy and probiotics and vitamins and shit. It's actually giving my body something it probably desperately needs. Oatmeal is just like, it's grains, which, like, is good. It's good for you, and probably something I also still need. But it's like, when I eat it, I just end up wanting more. You know, it's just not satisfying. I don't even know entirely why it's not. It's just never satisfying to my brain. Yogurt usually is. It hits the spot. It's the spot in a way that oatmeal doesn't. Come to realize recently that I suck at the game, since I'm stuck at Mayhem 14 with Glom Cash. He's the best character in the game. I mean, you can be playing the best character in the game. This is still a very gear-dependent game. It's also just like, I don't know what weapons you're using, but I highly recommend just trying a fucking... Oh, shit. Trying something that just kind of plays the game for you. I don't know entirely how the Heimdall is for Gloam Cash. I imagine it's probably good. Because I think Gloam Cash is usually just like infinite ammo, right? So I think you should be able to spam it. I don't entirely know exactly how it works with ordnance. But to be able to hit like good times in the takedown, it's really just a matter of letting the game play itself with like drones and shit. Or having a shit ton of ricochets or just something like that. It becomes less about actually playing the takedown and just, you know, getting through it as fast as possible. $10 for Amon? I don't know. It's what let me fucking clear through all the way up to Mayhem 20 with next to no resistance on this Vex. Holy fuck, dude. No way the Herald is worse than the Soul Survivor. The Soul Survivor is usable, is the problem. The Soul Survivor is actually a good gun on its own. The effect of it sucks ass, but it is a good gun. The Herald is not a good gun, and you can barely use it. You eat like 19 cups of yogurt before I even notice I've eaten anything. Get better yogurt, I don't know. Sounds like a skill issue to me. You're just not a yogurt male, I think. Yeah, let me get your song in here. A wild song title, by the way. French toast is a sleeper pick. French toast fucks, man. Oh no, Gloam isn't infinite ammo. I think the Gloam build I was using was infinite. I can't remember if that's still the meta though. So I think that was back. It was, yeah, because it used stickies. I mean, I imagine it would still work. I don't know. Maybe I need to load it. I haven't loaded cash in fucking forever. But yeah, beyond, I mean, Mayhem 14 is really when it starts to get kind of just less about actually mobbing effectively and more about finding whatever way you can to avoid as much actual brain activity as possible while running the takedown. The less your brain is active, the better. Like, you'd also try, the Gomi's probably great, just because of the effect on it, as long as you're reloading. Because it just nukes huge fucking areas very quickly. What's it called? The fucking big ordnance, the Molly one. The Molly one with the big orb, the big ball that chains out. Very cool. I like it. Got Mayhem 20 with Hardlow, although it was mostly because of the Heimdall on the straight. Exactly. You just gotta find what works, or something like that that works for your build. Lockjaw? Lockjaw is also probably very good. Listen, the real strat is just fill your backpack with airstrikes. That's the speedrun tech right there. But that is like my biggest gripe with the takedown, effectively. Is just how much it... I mean, it's the same issue I had with Subjugator and Fall, too. It's like the time trials just end up getting to a point where they're telling you to avoid actually engaging with the content to the best of your ability. Make the redistributor return. Unironically, this thing feels like the redistributor, the brick house. What are you farming for? The fucking pearl that I'm pretty sure drops from this guy, right? Watch me be fucking 2 hours in and it actually doesn't. Luckily, it wouldn't be a waste of time because I also want a Jacob's Ripper fucking... What's it called? Yeah, the Raiden. Or Raiden. Yeah, Biff Fistful. It's effectively, Zane's playing dirty, but better, and a gun. His on-kill spawn a projectile count booster that increases the projectiles per shot for 14 seconds. Pick-up effect stacks. Because it's a booster, it makes me think that you can probably use that on other weapons too, right? Although, considering I don't think I've seen anyone mention that yet, maybe not, but I want it to. I want to hope. I want to hope and pray. Because it sounds fucking hilarious if you can just, like, throw a bunch of boosters on the ground, swap to a crow sourced, and then just have 14 times projectiles or some shit. Shut the fuck up. Yeah, you can, and it's broken AF. That's hilarious. Dude, this is the most balanced game in the series, by the way. Keep that in mind. To many people, they think that this game is super balanced and super awesome. Actually crazy. Ripper Atlas is kind of nice, even if it's worse. Given that BL4 is what it is, and it feeling like there is an end in sight for stuff one can make about BL3, do you think you will be looking for other games to make content on? But do you think there's an end? I can yap about BL3 forever. I still haven't even started the DLC series, which I promise I will do eventually. It'll happen. No, I do want to make content on other games. It's something I've been having trouble with, genuinely. Because the issue is, I don't know what other content to make. I really enjoy the style of content that I make now, but it's not a style of content that I think I could really make on another game franchise, because there's just not another game franchise that interests me in the same way that Borderlands does. And so I'm like, I could change up my content style, but even then, I don't know what I would actually do. So I do want to make videos on other games. in my mind. If I ever figure out how, I absolutely will. It's just an issue of figuring out how. Oh, what I do think I might try to do for a little bit is I might try streaming more that isn't Borderlands. I mean, I'm going to try to stream more in general, I think. And then I'm alongside that, I'm going to use that to try to stream stuff that isn't Borderlands and maybe figure out something from there. I don't know when that's going to start happening. I don't think I'm going to have a set schedule for it just yet, but I don't know. I might stream again like Monday or something. Oh, I might stream again tomorrow, actually. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Because I kind of want to do a Destiny stream now that Destiny 2 died. I'm like, it would be funny to, now that it's dead, go dance on its grave, I guess. I don't even remember the intro to the Unforgiven video. I think it's pretty balanced compared to 2 and 3. I just heavily disagree. The disagreement I usually have with calling this game balanced is that balance has never mattered in this franchise. Like actual balance between you and the enemies, right? It's just never actually mattered whatsoever. It's never been a concept in these games, is you being balanced against the enemies. And so with that, balance comes from build diversity and the options that you have available to you and the balance between different builds and different skill trees and different class mods. In which case, I think BL4 is genuinely the worst. So, like, it does heavily depend on what your definition of balance is. To me, I don't think balance between player and enemies matters whatsoever. And even if it does, I still don't know if I entirely think BL4 is good in that regard, because the enemies kind of just stand there and die. I think there's a lot more artificial difficulty in this game, but I don't think there's any actual difficulty. I'll quote, I told you guys BL3 isn't going anywhere. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I'm always going to be making BL3 videos as long as I'm making videos. It just would be nice to be able to have some other stuff to do. But I don't know. It's something that also just given YouTube, transitioning content like that is just kind of a death sentence for a channel. And I mean, my channel hasn't been doing good as of late anyways. Which is why I'm like open to the idea of maybe transitioning at this point. Because I mean, doing other content is something I've kind of always wanted to do. Even though I haven't really known exactly what I want to do. But because shit is very down, because the entirety of Borderlands is kind of just down at this point, I'm like, this is the best time to try stuff out. The issue is I just don't really have ideas. Actually, I do have some ideas, but none of them are gaming related. And they take significantly more effort and, require other people. But I know a guy with a fancy camera, so we'll see how that goes. The reason I say it's not balanced is because melee already exists and she can one-shot every piece of content in the game with 0 effort. Yeah, but you can do that in this game as well. In this game, it's just a different set of things that let you one. I mean, not really. Groundbreaker still exists. If anything, I think Groundbreaker is less balanced in this game because of how strict the meta itself is and how, like, required Groundbreaker is for so many things. I mean, there's Cash, you can feed, like, infinite damage into Groundbreaker, which is obscenely hilarious. Which, again, is just kind of why I think balance as a concept in terms of player versus enemy in this franchise is just completely moot in my mind. Because no matter what, there's always going to be ways that you can just fucking obliterate everything with 0 effort. Could always become a nubby tuber. You know, I'm sure that's a very lucrative way to grow my channel. Still waiting patiently for the ultimate flat guide. At this point, it is looking more and more likely that Moze and Flack might get proper ultimate guides one day. But you are definitely gonna keep having to wait. Especially Flack. Honestly, I think I'm gonna probably, if I do an ultimate guide, it'll probably be Flack before it's Moze. Just because I've been getting more and more into Flack. That is the Abyss. Jacobs, though. The other one I have, that's Solar Temper. Oh, my Abyss is in my bank, I think, yeah. All of this is gonna fucking happen, ladies and gentlemen. I might give it a few more and then call it quits here, because I am, I'm getting a little hungry. I mean, actually, you know what's funny? It is kind of funny you mentioned Nubby. One of the things I did think about doing was just kind of like, I don't know. I'm a huge fan of fucking roguelikes and shit. And so I'm like, I could just do fucking some roguelike series or something, but I'm like, God, that's such a fucking saturated market. It would probably do literally nothing. You better try the mayo fries. I actually might. I am considering it. Because I'm probably gonna go make a sandwich. But I'm like, I could do some fries with that sandwich. That could be good. Where is he? Oh. You have to? You promised? That is true. I did actually promise. I did already forget that I had promised that. The fact that Flack is basically V1 damage the character, it's just good for different builds to him. I think I had a stroke reading that. Just good for different builds. You know, Flack is very interesting. I really didn't like Flack for a very long time. Like I said in that video, it's legitimately Grav Trap that made me more and more interested in Flack. To this day, most of Flack still isn't super interesting to me. but through playing around with Grav Trap, it's what gave me an appreciation for Flak. I mean, it's for the reasons I talk about why I like it in that video. Like, before, with Flak being so DPS focused, he never really super fit my playstyle and, like, the things I enjoyed in these games of being, like, more tactical with my gameplay and having those, like, gameplay optimizations. The only thing with Flak was, like, Flak doesn't have any fucking survivability, so you have to play a little smart with them, which is interesting. Like, it is fun, it is tactical, but there is also plenty of ways to just not have to worry about survivability. And Grav Trap does add to that, which is very fun. And Blind with Anger would probably bring Flak to being my second favorite Vault Hunter if it was just easier to use. And you didn't have to sacrifice so much to the point where it's just not worth using. Because Blind with Anger is so fucking fun, and actually playing with it for that video on True Guardian Takedown, I was like, oh my fucking god, dude. If I could get this as a tier 2, this game would just be over. It would be the only thing I play. Want to know how it's possible to get a build with Purple Tree that isn't a Game Burst / pet build? Effectively, the only way you do that is still with Gamma Burst. The best thing Purple Tree has for gun Flak is Monkey Dew. The best way to use Monkey Dew is with Gamma Burst and Red Fang. Like, it is genuinely obscene how not at all catered Green Tree is to, or Purple Tree is to the use of its own action skill. Flak just gets no please, it dropped from him. Oh my god, that was from him. Please, 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 please don't Gomi me. Please don't hit me with the Gomer. Killing myself immediately. Holy fuck, dude. Fuck! Okay, that's the game telling me to fuck off and die, so I'm gonna fuck off and die, I think. Installing BO2 again, gonna do an Axton playthrough and probably take him to UVHM. Go for it. Dude, Axton playthroughs are fun. That was the last time I've been playing BO2 too, was starting an Axton playthrough and just grinding it out. Fuck, man. Okay. Well, thank you guys so much for coming and hanging out. We did not reach the goal of today, but you know what? At least I got some pretty cool brick houses out of it. Thank you guys so much for coming and hanging out. As always, I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day, evening, morning, night, whatever the time it may be. As I said, I think I'm feeling about maybe streaming again tomorrow, and then possibly Monday. We'll see how that goes. I don't know exactly what time I'll be streaming. I'll probably try to do it around the same time. We'll see what happens. See ya, fellas. Bye-bye.